I recently visited the border in my home state of Texas. The crisis there is astounding as thousands of illegal immigrants enter the country on a daily basis. The Biden administration has been silent and in denial of any crisis as we have seen record numbers of apprehensions, drug crossings into the U.S., and no answer for the humanitarian crisis of 20,000 unaccompanied minors. President Biden appointed Vice President Harris as his immigration czar, and we have seen her travel all around the country, but not to the border. We've got a border czar who has not even been to the border. Democrat leadership has been silent, not once, questioning her absence from this humanitarian crisis. Instead, this week brings us more bad legislation. Today, we are debating spending nearly $1 billion to give, quote, access to counsel to foreign citizens when there is not even subject to a criminal investigation. That's a right we do not even afford our own citizens. My Republican colleagues and I continue to expose the crisis on the border, having seen firsthand the horrific situation. Yet the Democrat solution is to hire attorneys, forcing Border Patrol to hire new personnel and construct new space to comply with this misguided legislation. Legislation which does nothing to address the hundreds of thousands of people surging our borders at record numbers, the girls and the boys who are being sexually assaulted and exploited, and the thousands of pounds of illegal drugs and weapons pouring into our country. If the Vice President actually went down there, agents could show her the miles of unprotected border that have been pulled off and instead are acting as babysitters. She might be able to understand that the policies put in place under the previous administration actually worked. We should be focused on securing our border and letting our agents do their jobs. The lack of compassion, the lack of humanity that we have seen under the Biden administration is appalling. The gentlelady from Washington said we should treat everyone with dignity and respect. Have you seen the conditions that are down at the border right now? It is the exact opposite of dignity and respect, and these words mean nothing if we refuse to follow them with action. The legislation in front of us does nothing to stop the Biden border crisis, and is just another attempt to prioritize the interest of aliens over the American people. I urge opposition and yield back.